Newly released body cam footage is showing the moments the suspect in what appeared to be an assassination attempt against former President Donald Trump being arrested. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan.
It's good to have you here. I'm Whitney Ward. The U.S. Secret Service says former President Trump now has the highest level of protection they can offer.
That suspect now faces gun charges, accused of pointing a gun at Trump yesterday while the Republican presidential nominee was golfing. CBS's Manuel Bojorquez has the latest from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Police body camera video shows the moment Florida deputies arrested Ryan Wesley Ruth about 50 miles north of former President Donald Trump's West Palm Beach Golf Club on Sunday.
He never so much as asked what's going on. He just sat there really like he was going to a picnic.
Monday, the 58-year-old appeared in federal court as the FBI investigates the apparent assassination attempt on Trump. For now, Ruth's charged with possession of a firearm as a convicted felon and possession of a firearm with an obliterated serial number. Additional charges are possible. In court, Ruth calmly answered the judge's questions and appeared relaxed to the point of smiling in a conversation he had with the court-appointed public defender. Prosecutors believe Ruth was targeting Trump as the former president was playing golf about 300 to 500 yards away. A Secret Service agent spotted the gun muzzle peeking through the perimeter tree line and fired at it. According to court documents, Ruth fled, leaving behind an AK-47 style rifle, a scope, a digital camera, 2 bags, and a plastic bag with food. Phone records put him in the wooded area for nearly 12 hours.
The subject, who did not have line of sight to the former president, fled the scene. He did not fire or get off any shots at our agent.
But the Secret Service is under new scrutiny, especially after the July attempt on Trump's life.
There is no place in political violence for political violence in America. None. Zero.
The head of the Secret Service went to Mar-a-Lago to brief former President Trump. Manuel Bojorquez, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Spokane is pushing more money toward cleaning up the city center. City council's expected to approve a nearly $470,000 in American Rescue Plan funds to expand an ongoing partnership.
KREM 2's Shannon Mowdy explains the changes you may soon see from that expansion. Shannon?
City Council already okayed more than $719,000 of American Rescue Plan funding to clean up and beautify downtown back in June. Now, even more of that money is going to expand on the mission to hit even more of the city's core. Monday through Sunday, several hours a day. Downtown Spokane Partnership's Clean Team is hitting the streets.
Yeah, we usually walk anywhere from 10 to 13 miles usually a day.
Spokane is set to give another installation of American Rescue Plan dollars, almost $470,000 to DSP. The vast majority will go toward these cleaning crews for the next 6 months.
We're going to start with 7 days a week. We'll assess on a weekly basis the needs of the area to be able to stretch the dollars as far as we can.
To stretch them even further south. The crews put in miles in DSP's Business Improvement District and will add in the new cleanup area here in yellow between Walnut and Bernard and south to 3rd Avenue.
To enhance and beautify the area that is south of the railroad tracks.
DSP President and CEO Emily Cameron says it's a small but concrete part of bringing business back downtown.
The foundational element is making sure that we have a clean and safe downtown so that people can enjoy that full experience. When we want to create the conditions where business can thrive, it's important that the sidewalks are clean. It's important that their customers have a welcoming and positive experience. It's important that their employees can get to and from work in a safe way.
$166,000 of the new allotment will also be used to implement the city's 2019 Innovation Alleyway Plan to turn these pass-throughs into go-tos.
The art and lights and other things that create that experience are what people put on their social media feeds, and it's what helps them to enjoy downtown.
Cameron says that extra lighting and getting people into alleys or activating them can increase safety. All this has to be done by the end of 2026, the deadline for when this ARPA allocation has to be spent.
Our goal is to get those dollars put to work in 2025, and you'll see great things.
Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News. The city is also tasking DSP to conduct a downtown housing study. Specifically, Spokane wants policy changes or strategies they can work with private developers on to increase the variety and supply of housing in the city's core. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you very much. Also tonight, we now know the identity of one of the victims who was injured in that gas station explosion in Cardiff, Idaho last week.
According to a GoFundMe set up by friends, Donnie Billiter is a fuel tanker driver from Orofino who was offloading gas at the station when the explosion happened. Billiter and another victim were taken to a burn center in Seattle. They are both employees of the company that owned the gas station. 2 other people were found dead inside the gas station.
We are still working to learn the identity of the 3 other victims. The fire marshal says the cause of the explosion is still under investigation. It could take several more weeks to find out exactly what happened. After almost 2 years in Moscow, Brian Koberger, the man accused of killing 4 University of Idaho students, is now out of Latah County. Over the weekend, Koberger was relocated and transferred to Ada County, where his trial is set to take place. That change of venue comes after a judge stated the suspect is more likely to receive a fair trial in Ada County than in Latah County because of extensive media coverage. His defense also had expressed concern that an impartial jury would not be possible in Latah County. Prosecutors opposed the switch, saying the change of location creates an inconvenience of forcing attorneys, witnesses, and families of the victims to travel to a different area. Idaho's former attorney general says it's the responsibility of the former and current trial location to cover the costs of relocating.
Ada County will contribute in some sense the site and some security personnel. There may be something about which the county here incurs an expense that they ask for reimbursement by Latah County. But for the most part, this will be a collaboration between the 2 counties.
Koberger will remain in the Ada County Jail until his trial. That is scheduled for June of 2025. And the prosecution is seeking the death penalty if he is found guilty of those murders. Gary Ridgway, also known as the Green River Killer, is now out of the King County Jail and back in state prison. Records show he was transferred back to the Washington State Penitentiary in Walla Walla over the weekend. Last Monday, he was booked into the King County Jail on an institutional hold after spending about 20 years in Walla Walla. Ridgway is currently serving 49 life sentences for dozens of murders that he committed dating back to 1982. All right, taking a break from the headlines to talk weather. It was a much warmer and nicer day across the inland Northwest as we start to say goodbye to summer. I know, I'm a little sad about it, but let's get right to our chief meteorologist, Jeremy Legoo, for more on what we can expect, especially as we get closer to the start of fall.
Oh, it's knocking on the door. Mark, we might have eked out 80 degrees today for probably the last time in the year, maybe.
Well, how'd that feel to admit?
It's not official yet. Okay. It's not official until 5:15 or 5:10, 5:13. It's not official yet. 79 degrees is pretty close to 80. Not officially 80 yet. But when it comes to our overall weather pattern, there's a lot of activity. All of this warmth comes because we pushed a lot of that warmth up from the south as there's storms moving into the southern panhandle. For us, we're on the northern edge of it, and we didn't even really get much in the way of cloud cover. A couple of clouds slid through, and that was about it. What winds up happening is those break down overnight. We wind up in this weird convergence zone tomorrow, and we squeeze out a few stray showers. Well, let's rewind because I forgot to put a pause point in. Notice around, I would say, mid to late morning, we start getting our first batches of showers. In the afternoon, we'll see a couple more. Those then work their way through, and by the time we get to Wednesday, everything just slowly clears out, and we wind up much nicer. 72 tomorrow with a few scattered showers, 76 Wednesday, 77 Thursday. Thursday, no chance of hitting 80 probably.